I was offended by this weird, overtly sexual sort of sucking on the fruit, and it's just the weirdest sort of thing to put out.
Mm. It is a little odd, like, she was probably just taking it and she was going to eat it, but yeah, it's a little strange how she kind of
She looks
side eyes the
deranged,
camera a little bit.
Brittany. She increasingly looks deranged. It's like this is a woman whose looks are now starting to match her personality.
Meghan Markle's latest campaign is drawing intense backlash online, with critics calling it overtly sexual, awkward, and poorly judged. What was likely intended to feel bold or modern has instead been widely mocked, with many commentators arguing that it misses the mark entirely. Almost immediately after its release, social media reaction turned harsh. Viewers questioned the tone, the styling, and the overall message, with some saying the campaign feels out of step with the image Meghan has tried to present in recent years. Instead of empowerment or sophistication, critics say the execution came across as false and uncomfortable. Much of the criticism centers on presentation. Commentators online have described the visuals as unnecessarily suggestive, arguing that the campaign leans too heavily on sexuality without a clear purpose.
Meghan Markle's mortifying Independence Day weekend lie has just been exposed. And it will honestly make you believe, does this woman tell the truth about anything anymore? So don't worry, we're unpicking the madness with Brittany, editor of the Royal News Network. And Brittany, it all spawned from this post where she wrote on Instagram, our second date, this is in reference, of course, to her and H, her and Harry. Our second date was the 4th of July, 2016, and H brought me cupcakes to celebrate. Now, all these years later, our two children are in on the tradition. Happy Independence Day. May your day be as sweet as these cupcakes. Pass me the sick bucket. But anyway, Stephanie Sidley wrote, Meghan has 4 different miscarriage stories, so this behaviour seems completely normal for a narcissist, in my opinion. She was responding to Princess Carparkle, who had pointed out, how many versions of this story will there be? And a British prince giving an American cupcakes to celebrate Independence Day. Harry's great-grandfather would be appalled. What a weirdo. That cupcake looks a month old. And from Revealing the Narc, who does a lot of good work on this stuff, Meghan says their second date was on the 4th of July, which is weird because I distinctly remember them saying the first date was July the 1st and the second was the very next day. What happened to July 2nd and 3rd lost in the royal rewrite? Is my memory faulty? So who is telling fibs here, Brittany?
Oh man, I had a question about this too. So like I had to look it up. And according at least to what I saw in People magazine, they reported their first date as July 3rd. And I can't quite remember when exactly Harry and Meghan mentioned the date specifically. So this could be correct. It is questionable. But Meghan has so many varying stories about things. To take her word on really anything is almost a fool's errand at this point. It's best almost to take her stuff with a grain of salt and do a little bit of research. But this date could be accurate. He got it from Hummingbird Bakery there in London, which I have been to. But yeah, definitely questions. But her cupcakes there, and even the cupcake in that picture from 2016, do not look sweet at all.
No, they really don't. And also, it's just a bit like, Brittany, this is such a desperate attempt, isn't it, to try and link Independence Day and this weekend, this all-American celebration that she is trying to own with her very unhappy marriage.
And it's sort of weird too for Harry as a British royal to be that invested in too and bringing her cupcakes for the 4th of July. That's just a little odd in my opinion, but her sort of weirdness when it comes to holidays and trying to connect everything to her and Harry is just a bit overwrought at this point. And her whole 4th of July social media strategy was pretty terrible on so many levels. I mean, she showed a cocktail that doesn't even feature her rosé wine and did a platter that looks like she even forgot about her own product and put it in there at the last second. So Meghan Markle, for the 4th of July, it really was an absolute fail for her.
Well, the whole thing was embarrassing, Brittany, because can we just take a look at the video. Because what's interesting about this, so we'll listen to it, Brittany. It's basic. It is a basic bitch platter, if you know what I mean. But if she's so excited about that, then fine. My fiance whipped one up far better than it in about 2 minutes last night. But Nancy Sidley posted on this. This video speaks volumes on Meghan Markle's finances. Of course, she does some basic 4th of July Pinterest shit that we all expect from her at this point, but what is telling is the music in the background. Meghan always used copyrighted music on her Instagram page that she or Netflix had to pay for. It also prevented YouTubers from using it in our videos and having to mute the video and any background noise she was making. The video she put out today is non-copyrighted music you can use on iMovie, which is a free app on your phone. More proof Meghan Markle is broke. Allegedly. Any truth in that, Brittany, from your point of view?
For some, the issue isn't sexuality itself, but what they see as a lack of coherence between the message and the messenger. Others have focused on what they call another branding blunder. Meghan's public projects have often been described as carefully curated, yet critics say this campaign once again shows confusion about audience and identity. Is it meant to be aspirational, rebellious, relatable, or provocative? According to detractors, it tries to be all of those things and succeeds at none. The reaction has been especially sharp because this is not the first time a Meghan Markle project has been criticized for tone-deaf execution. Each new release is increasingly judged against previous missteps, and patience among critics appears to be wearing thin. Online commentary has gone further, with some voices labeling the campaign weird or unhinged, language that reflects frustration more than
this amazing letter that is going viral. It's from a punter. It's in the Times this week, but so often it is the great British public that just get things right. This is Rob Green from Braintree and Essex, who wrote to the Times of London. Sir, if it is possible to decommission the royal train because the royal family no longer use it, is it not also possible to decommission the titles still used by the king's youngest son on the basis that he and his wife are no longer of any discernible use to the people of this country? And I read that, Brittany, from Rob Green and Braintree, Essex, and I thought, hallelujah, the British public know. They know, and they know what they want.
They do. And Charles is just dragging his feet on this. And I know he wants to offer Harry a route back if he ever wants it. But Charles has to think about both his sons, not making a decision just to placate one, but both. And the future of the monarchy is not going to be in the hands of Harry and Meghan, prayerfully. And so it is best just to cut them out at this point. They're a drag on the system. They're sort of destroying what it means to be royalty, especially in the United States. Harry and Meghan's cosplay royal version is becoming what some people think royals actually do. And so for the future of the monarchy and the brand of the monarchy, Charles just needs to take the kingly decision here. Yes, Harry is still his son, can still be a member of the family at some point if there's some sort of reconciliation down the road. But when it comes to the crown, Harry and Meghan no longer are necessary. And so best to just take them out of the line of succession, their children as well, and the titles, and just let them be the Americans they seemingly want to be, because we do not have titles here.
No, indeed, Brittany. Now, look, I have to, before we go, talk about Lady Colin Campbell's incredible summer ball at the weekend at Castle Goring. It was the second year in a row that I had gone. And this is such an important event, Brittany, because it raises money for Care for Veterans. It is the summer ticket. So last year I took my mum. She was over from New Zealand. And so I missed mum. But what was so exciting this year is that I was able to take my fiance, Alan. There he is. And that's Monica, Lady C's very, very good friend. I got pride of place next to Lady C on the top table. She just looked amazing. But there were some of our other favorites there, like P. Dinah and According to Taz and Steph the Alter Nerve and Princess Olga, who I think is, there she is next to me, who I think is going to be joining this YouTube revolution soon. And Amber Glossop organised the whole thing. She's in the middle of us there. And it was just such a wonderful, wonderful night. So many brilliant people, so many supporters of Outspoken who I got to meet in the flesh. Honestly, Brittany, it's incredible. So many people travel from around the world to that event, especially from America. So I came away with some brilliant socks from Houston, Texas. It was just the most special, wonderful night. So celebratory. No mention at all of the fake royals, which was obviously very refreshing because we were just there to support Lady C and the real British royal family. And as a result of this great event, she is the winner of our Greatest Britain award today. And it was just so brilliant to be a part of it. And Lady C hosts Brittany just in the most incredible way. Her son Dina gave a brilliant speech at the start. And it's just an amazing thing that she opens up her castle once a year to raise all of this money for Care for Veterans.
Oh, that's fantastic. It looks like you all had a wonderful and amazing time, and it's an awesome opportunity to raise funds for such a good cause.
Analysis. Supporters argue that such reactions are exaggerated and unfair, pointing out that women in public life are often judged more harshly for creative risks. Still, even neutral observers acknowledge that the rollout has not landed well. Instead of shifting the conversation in her favor, the campaign has reignited debates about authenticity, self-awareness, and decision-making. What stands out is how quickly the narrative slipped out of control. Rather than leading discussion, Meghan once again finds herself responding to it. Something critics say has become a pattern. When branding choices invite ridicule instead of engagement, the damage can outweigh the intended impact. Whether this moment will have lasting consequences remains to be seen. But for now, the campaign is being remembered less for its message and more for the backlash it provoked. In the court of public opinion, perception matters. And in this case, many viewers are not reacting with admiration, but with confusion, criticism, and mockery.